welcome back to another episode of the Scholarship Network. I have another great scholarship today, so you'll want to stay tuned. And before I go on, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I post new videos. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. The scholarship I have today is the Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarship. The Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarship. The Arkansas Academic Challenge Program provides scholarships to Arkansas residents pursuing higher education. Funded in large part by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, the Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarship is available to students regardless of their academic status, whether just graduating from high school, currently enrolled in college, enrolling in college for the first time, or re-enrolling after a period of time out of college. So this is available to several different students here, so you'll want to look into this scholarship. Now, the application deadline for this scholarship is July the 1st of a student's senior year in high school. The deadline is July the 1st. Now, the Arkansas Academic Challenge Award has two amount categories. They have one category for the 4-year college and one category for the 2-year college. Now, if you're going to a 2-year college, in year 1, you will receive $1,000. In year 2 of the 2-year college, you will receive $3,000. And in year 3, you will receive $1,500 for one semester, and that's for a 2-year college. Now, for a 4-year college, year 1 you will receive $1,000, years 2 and 3 you'll receive $4,000, and year 4 you'll receive $5,000. Okay, so you have some options there. You can either get this scholarship for a 4-year college or a 2-year college. And based on the information given, you can re-enroll for this scholarship every year. The Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarships eligibility requirements are based on 2 student categories: traditional incoming freshmen and non-traditional students. Okay, so you are eligible if you are a traditional incoming freshman or a non-traditional student. Now, they have some basic eligibility criteria here, and they are: an applicant must be an Arkansas resident at least 12 months prior to enrollment and a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. You must be accepted for admission at an approved institution of higher education in a program of study that leads to a baccalaureate degree, associate degree, qualified certificate, or a nursing school diploma. You must not have earned a baccalaureate degree already. You must also complete the free application for federal student aid, which is the FAFSA, and I will put the link to the FAFSA in the description. Although there's no maximum income, you still have to complete the FAFSA, so you want to make sure you get that done. You must not owe a refund on a federal or state student financial aid grant for higher education. You must not be in default on a federal or state student financial aid loan for higher education. You must not have borrowed in excess of annual federal loan limits. You must not be incarcerated at the time of application for or during the time the applicant receives the scholarship. You must have complied with the United States Selective Service System requirements for registration, and you must certify to be drug-free. Now, those are the basic eligibility requirements. Now, there are additional eligibility criteria. They have additional criteria for the traditional student and additional criteria for the non-traditional student. So here we have the additional eligibility criteria for the traditional student. You must enroll full-time each semester, fall and spring, 12 hours for the fall semester immediately following high school graduation, and 15 hours each semester thereafter. Let me repeat that. You must enroll full-time each semester, that is the fall and the spring semester. Your first semester, immediately after graduating high school, you should enroll in 12 hours, and each semester after that, 15 hours. Students must enroll in required hours at one institution. Students who complete their bachelor's degree at the end of a term may be enrolled in less than 15 hours and still be awarded a prorated award amount based on their hours. Students who graduate after 2010 must also meet the following. So, this is everybody who has graduated after the year 2010. You must follow these or meet this criteria. You must graduate from an Arkansas public high school and have a minimum composite or super score of a 19 on the ACT or the equivalent score on an ACT equivalent test. You can be an applicant who has a disability who identifies under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and you must have graduated from an Arkansas public high school, and you must achieve a minimum composite or super score of a 19 on the ACT or the equivalent score on an ACT equivalent. You can also be a graduate from a private or out-of-state or homeschool high school and achieve a minimum composite or super score of a 19 on the ACT or the equivalent score on an ACT equivalent. Students who are enrolled as a full-time first-time freshman but not receiving the Arkansas Academic Challenge will also be considered traditional if they meet the following. You successfully completed at least 27 semester hours in the academic year immediately following high school graduation and achieved a post-secondary grade point average of at least a 2.5 on a 4.0 scale as a full-time first-time freshman. Now, those are the additional eligibility criteria for the traditional student. Now we have the additional eligibility criteria for the non-traditional student. For the non-traditional student, you must enroll full-time or part-time each semester. That's the fall and the spring semester. Full-time equals 15 hours and part-time equals at least 6 hours. So let me repeat that. As a non-traditional student, you enroll full-time or part-time each semester. Full-time equals 15 hours, part-time equals 6 hours. You must also meet one of the following criteria. If the applicant has not been enrolled in an approved institution of higher education, you have either graduated from an Arkansas public high school and achieved a 2.5 high school GPA, or you graduated from an Arkansas public high school, a private high school, an out-of-state high school, a home high school, or obtained a high school equivalency diploma approved by the Division of Career and Technical Education and had a minimum composite score of a 19 on the ACT or the equivalent score on an ACT equivalent. Also, if the applicant has been enrolled in an approved institution of higher education and has earned a post-secondary GPA of at least 2.5 in completed courses. So, if the applicant has not been enrolled in an institution of higher education, you have to have graduated from an Arkansas public high school and have a 2.5 GPA, or you could have graduated from homeschool or private school, out-of-state school, or obtained a high school equivalency diploma and received a 19 on the ACT. But you want to make sure that you have a 2.5 GPA and you score at least a 19 on the ACT or the equivalent score on an ACT equivalent test. Now, let's talk about the ACT equivalent scores and the tests. So if you're taking the SAT, the new SAT, then you must score at least a 990. If you take the ASSET, ASSET, an average of all sub-scores should equal 40. If you're taking a Compass test, then the average of reading, writing, and algebra scores should be at least a 64. If you're taking the Accuplacer, the average of all sub-scores should be a 79. If you're taking the Next Generation Accuplacer, the average of reading, writing, and math scores must equal 246. All three scores must be on one test, and it must equal a 246. That's the Next Generation Accuplacer. So those are the equivalent tests that are accepted for this scholarship. That's the new SAT, the ASSET, the Compass, the Accuplacer, and the Next Generation Accuplacer. So you want to make sure that you're making the equivalent score on these tests. So you want to make sure that you're working on your grades to maintain at least 2.5. You're attending an Arkansas public high school or private school or homeschool, or you're getting your GED. Also, you'll want to get on the website and look at the application. The application is online, so you'll have to get on the website and you'll have to register. And you'll want to register and get on there and look at the application so you'll know everything that you need to submit. Do not wait until the last minute. Start working on it now. The deadline is July the 1st, but July the 1st will be here before you know it. I will put the link for the scholarship and the FAFSA in the description below. And this is all I have for you today. So please, please, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and leave me a comment. Let me know if this information is helpful to you. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time with another episode of the Scholarship Network.